up for something hot take, like the pineapple pizza or something, and then we'd be like, what?
Wait. What's so hot take about pineapple pizza? It's delicious.
Fruit on pizza.
No.
Oh, no.
Although CPK does have the carne asada pizza, and that shit is
No,
delicious.
Roddy. Okay, that's a hot take. It's a hot take. Don't you dare say the carne asada pizza. We gotta put a.
Anyways, Lakers kicked ass today.
All right. Start the pod.
We're getting too deep. All right. Hey, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Lakers Therapy for Sunday, April 16th. My name is Paul, and with me is Roddy. Okay. And Rahi.
Shout out Laker fans.
And David.
What's up, Laker Nation?
All right. Today we're going to talk about Lakers getting a huge win. Is it an upset? Was it expected? I'm not going to say. We got a lot of stand-up players to talk about, of course, Austin, Rui, and some big storylines as well with AD stepping up big time. LeBron James kind of taking a back seat. Ja Morant. And I'm just hyped up, you guys.
Yeah.
The final score was 128-112. I'm going to throw it back to you guys. I don't know where we want to start. A lot to talk about.
You gotta start with Austin Reaves and Rui, right?
All right. What did Austin end up with? He ended up with 23 points, but he was huge.
63% shooting.
63%?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God.
And I don't know if you saw, but I think with 5 minutes left or so, he had the nastiest dime I've seen to Rui on the three-point line.
Behind the back?
Baseline, behind the back from the baseline to the three-pointer on the money.
That needs to be framed up and put in a museum. That was special.
Loop.
That was beautiful. That was so good. I think it was
that was Austin.
I didn't notice it during the game. In one of the post game breakdowns, they mentioned that it was six possessions in a row that Austin imparted himself in the game. So all those shots, the free throws, the dime, that was back to back. So that's crazy impressive. First ever playoff game, and he's he just put his signature right there in the court.
He gave him the business.
You know, I was talking earlier to somebody about how AD and LeBron just are subtle in their approach to the game. Sometimes it's do they not have that extra gear? Are they not angry enough? Do they not really want it? Is it all the image? And then you got Austin Reaves comes in and just says, you know what? I'm him, right? I mean, who says that, right? Unless somebody who wants to be that, right? And so that to me is just the spark this team has needed, the mentality that we need coming from the most unsuspecting dude on the team. I mean, kudos to him. Hopefully it continues.
He stepped up. I mean, I had to look this up because I think you were saying he had 61% tonight. In his last 10 games, he's averaging 57% field goal percentage. He's been a beast. He's been consistent. He makes good decisions down the stretch. He's clutch. I don't know what else to say, but this dude, we got to pay this man. I don't know what it's going to cost, but Genie's going to have to pay up.
That is about the type of field goal percentage a center has.
Is he the century's Jerry West? I mean, maybe just by look. I don't know by style or comparison, but I mean, he gets me excited. Out of everybody on the team, he gets me wanting to get up off my seat. So
yeah,
love it.
I think he has the chance to shed the role, being a role player and being a starter for a decade. Even though some other team gives him more money and he goes, he's going to be a starter for a decade. He's not just a role player anymore.
But I think before we get too far into other players, I think we got to set the context that this game was really tight.
Mm-hmm.
The whole game, it was back and forth. There was never a clear, there was a 10-point lead at some point, I think. There was they got a pretty good lead and we had to cut into it. But it was a tight game. So we were
Yeah.
trading baskets, and we thought it was going to be LeBron or AD to step up, but it was the other guys. It was all the role players, and I think you're right. Like, yeah, I don't know what if the game plan was for AD and LeBron to step out like from the offensive side, but they were feeding Austin down the stretch, and they were feeding Rui. They were trusting Rui a lot. Rui was a mess. He was a monster.
Incredible.
29
Incredible.
points.
No,
29,
29 points.
29
God
points.
And what was his field goal percentage was what? He like 11 for 13 or something like that.
Dude, he was
11
5 for
14?
6. He was 5 for 6 from beyond the arc.
Attacking the basket, 5 for 6 from the arc.
Yeah.
From the
Bullying.
bench.
Like that's kind of like a once in a decade type of like stat line, right? Like nobody can consistently do that, you know, unless you're like Steph Curry.
And we might
Like-
have a different look every night where he doesn't have to do that. You know,
Yeah.
LeBron
I
might
think
score
that's what's
45 the next
Yeah.
game, and who knows?
Yeah, like Troy Brown Jr. and D'Angelo Russell were like shooting wise, they were a little cold. I mean, D'Angelo got some shots in, but Troy was definitely cold. They can easily go off like any other game
Yeah.
from here on, you know?
Michael Beasley might decide to show up.
Yeah.
Michael,
And-
maybe Malik. I don't know either.
Oh yeah, Malik.
Michael? Who the fuck is Michael?
If he actually, there was a
Sorry.
former Laker, Michael Beasley, and Malik's father is
Yeah.
also named Michael Beasley, who was an actor.
Really?
Fuck, man.
Yes. Fun fact.
How do you know this?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm a
I
Laker
didn't
junkie,
mean
I
to
know
call you
shit.
out.
It's just no
okay,
shit.
Okay.
But yeah, Malik.
Um,
And I want to call him Malik Monk too. If it was some consistent player, I'll call him Malik Beasley. Michael
Oh,
Beasley,
damn.
Malik Monk. I don't know. Make some shots. 10 minutes, 0 points.
Um,
Come on, you're supposed to be a scorer. Anyways,
Yeah.
But he was guarding. I mean, Rui was guarding like he's playing good defense too. He's playing good defense. He's making some clutch shots. I don't know. I like what I see in him, and I think you're right. Like D'Lo's gonna have a game too. He's gonna have his turn.
Yeah.
He's been pretty humble. He's been like pretty humble, but he's like not forcing the issue. But I think he's gonna get hot, and when he gets hot, he starts to like lean into it. So we're gonna get a big explosion at some point, maybe this series. Hopefully this series.
Mhm.
See,
But I think
what
we're gonna need him, especially if
It
Jock
did-
comes back.
It
What?
did make me wonder when Rui was going off, like, is Darvin Ham missing something here? Are we not playing him enough? Like, is this? I thought we brought him for some of the shooting.
Is-
So
I-
to see him kind of take off, I mean, we're going to see more of him.
I'm worried that we're gonna end up being like at the end of this, like being like, is Darvin Ham a genius? I don't know what to
Yeah, I
expect
mean-
anymore, man. He had a good game.
He had a good game.
He had a good. Yeah, he had a good
Really?
game. Just like, hey, yeah, just how I drew it up. Give it to Rui and Austin.
Well, he does overlap with Vanderbilt a little bit,
Yeah.
position-wise, and
Mhm.
his defense on the other team's best wing player has been incredible. Rui did have that DNP, which that shouldn't happen, regardless of anything. But in this series, the Grizzlies' best players aren't 2 through 4. They're 1 and they're 5.
Yep.
So Vanderbilt did a good job on Ja, as good as he can do. But they have no one to combat Rui at a forward position.
Yeah.
They got some good
Matchup.
players, but Rui went off,
But-
and he'll do it again.
See,
And here's the thing, like, I think like a warning to the league is like you have to deal with Austin and Rui, but you also got to guard LeBron James 24/7 when he's out there. AD
Yes.
the same thing, and then D'Lo is also there. Like in Dennis, he can come in and surprise you with just a crazy barrage. Also,
Yeah.
wow.
And those guys going off offensively allowed AD to go off defensively. You guys, 7 blocks,
My
3
guy,
steals. Who
7
gets 7
freaking
blocks,
blocks.
and 3 steals?
That
Yeah,
was
last
It's great.
block.
He had what, 23 points or whatever. And, he was fine on offense. He did great, but he had that energy on defense. And the minutes, they were around 34, 35. Great.
You know, he had that energy on defense because the offensive load got divvied up. You know, he didn't have to like dive into 3 players, you know, like using all of his strength every play. Like it was like divvied up. They were making their 3-pointers. So he's like, okay, I can give this extra energy on defense now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Dude is a plus 27.
Ooh.
Man, 12 rebounds. Like he was unstoppable. This was perfect game for AD, I feel like. And warning to the league, yeah. They gotta watch out.
The great thing about having these streaky scorers and, someone can pick up the slack here and there, that even when our guys don't have a good night, scoring night wise, they don't let it get to them on defense. The defense is consistent across the board.
Our
Like
fourth quarter defense is kind of fucking
elite, right?
Hey, since the trade deadline, we're the number 1 defense. We're the best team in the West.
Yeah, overall, but you see like it come and go, like first, second, third quarter. The other team will go on like a 15-0 run. It's something stupid. We'll drop the ball, but fourth quarter they lock in. There's so many games that we're trailing from like 10, 15 points from behind. Fourth quarter defense, they shut down the other team, and then we go on our normal runs that we've been going on the whole game, and then we take the lead.
I think I also wanted to talk about LeBron James. I don't know if you guys want to move on to LeBron, but he had kind of quiet night, I would say. He had a big start to the game, but he kind of let other guys cook tonight. He's still LeBron. He still came in here. He's like an epic role player. I mean, if that's crazy to say, he had 21 points, but it didn't seem like it. He didn't do much in the fourth.
Didn't need to.
I don't know. He didn't need to, but that's a luxury.
I mean, he needs to do two things on the court, right? Just he needs to get his 20, right? He needs to get his 20, and the kind of shots he gets, like it's always like some crazy English layup that he throws up, right? That's usually how he scores them, or like some tomahawk dunk if it's wide open.
Yeah.
But he's there to always draw the defense.
And he really showed up on defense too. He intercepted a pass, I think, near the Grizzlies basket and took it all the way and jammed on all of them. And that's energy that keeps the whole team at a certain level.
But one thing did piss me off. Those back-to-back turnovers he had, and like I think it was like the third quarter or fourth quarter.
Yeah. This is something that we're gonna have to just deal with. I think that he's just getting up there in age. I don't know what's going on, but he's just making some weird decisions. I'm like, dude, you're LeBron James.
He admitted it.
I think
he's admitted it in the press conference.
I think he's just overestimating his the speed of his passes. Yeah. Like he launches them and like he throws them pretty far. Like it's like a fucking quarterback throw, some of these passes, but he thinks they're like lasers. He thinks they can just like boom, just shoot them right through. But they're not that fast. They're good, but they're not that fast.
There's at least 2 or 3 games in a row where I'm seeing like guys trying to catch his shot, like they're like a freaking wide receiver trying to stay in between the lines. Like they're like out there, tippy toes. So yeah, he's got to clean that up a little bit, I think. But yeah, I think Dylan Brooks was on him, so that kept him kind of quiet a little bit, maybe making noise, but he still put up numbers. When he was guarding Jaren Jackson Jr., that was tough. I think Jaren Jackson kind of cooked him, but I think that's not it. So I think that's not a good matchup. I want to know what adjustments they would make. But LeBron on Jaren Jackson isn't the answer unless it's just conserve energy and just let him kind of work. But I don't know. That's kind of what I saw from that. I don't know what you guys think. I mean, Jaren Jackson had a monster game too.
He's a monster player.
Yeah, he did good.
He gets dunked on, but he's a monster.
Yeah. I feel like LeBron can play 4 quarters cumulatively. Like he has obviously the spurts and he'll put the 21 points up, but those careless mistakes, I feel like because he's just tired. And he tries to overcompensate, or he's got lead legs. Sometimes on like you're just like I saw him on the corner. I think it was in the second quarter, and I'm like, oh, is he Kevin Love now? Like, is he just out there now? Like,
no,
So I don't know if it's headed that direction, but I just feel like he's a little. He doesn't have body language is everything too. So when he goes out sometimes and he like sits on the bench and whatnot, he just looks gassed at points. And I'm like, okay, I don't know if this is a thing that he's going through or is age really up there.
Look,
or is ankle bothering him?
Would you be more upset if you see him walk to the bench like super fucking tired, or would you be more upset if he walked over the bench like sit down and he looks like 100%? What would piss you off more? Right?
Yeah.
Right? I'd rather him looking gas because I'm like, okay, he cares. He's fucking giving it all, his all. Like, we all know he's fucking 30 years old.
Right.
38 and giving it your all hurts.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'll give him that.
Dirk Nowitzki at 38 was averaging about 12 points a game in his
Yeah.
20th season.
Yeah.
Kobe at that point, 20th season, was what, 17, 18 points a game?
Yeah.
Like his final season.
Yeah.
This guy is still, I think he went 29 points a game.
Yeah.
Come on. There's no
He's
other
leading the team, man.
20th season athlete
Yeah.
that has been at this level.
Like statistically, he should be giving half of what he's been giving in the game. So I'll let him look tired going to the timeout.
We got one chip from him. I'm looking for a second, and it's possible.
We need
guys.
another. We need this. We need.
Yeah.
I mean, this year's all gravy. We didn't even have a training camp with this team, so this is a freebie right here.
Seriously,
we went. Yeah, we came out of the freaking from nowhere, from going 2-10 to making the playoffs somehow, and now leading the round 1-0. So that's nice.
We started off the year with like 10 point guards on our team.
All right, what do you guys think about the Grizzlies? They played a good game. Jaren Jackson 31 points, Desmond Bane 22, Ja Morant is for leaving early in the game. He still ended with 18 on 30 minutes. They're a force, man. They're the number 2 seed.
Yeah, for a reason.
Yeah, they're a fun, exciting, tough team. Last year in the playoffs, they proved that they are that. Especially against the Warriors, they were right there. They were good, and they had the best home record in the West this year. I think they only lost 5 home games.
6 now.
But they're running into a buzzsaw. That is the Los Angeles Lakers, who is number 1 since the trade deadline. And usually, I feel like the road team going into a series is like, we just want to get a split. If we go home 1-1 with home court advantage, we're happy. But you know what?
Right.
We played really well. Morant may not play in the next game. Last thing I saw was he can't really move his hand. So if he can't play, Lakers better not let off the gas. 1 foot on the gas, 1 foot on their necks. Come back home too low.
Sure.
I like it when you talk. I like it when you talk rough, Rahi.
I was raised a Laker. I want to win. As a win. Finish them. Don't let up. I don't want this complacency thing happening. Come on. Come home 2-0.
I did feel like watching the game, I'm like, okay, we're doing really well. And then I looked at the score and it was like, oh, but the Grizzlies are right there. Like we're not up by 10 yet, you know?
Yeah.
And they feel like it wasn't until Ja went out that kind of the gas went out of the gas tank or went out of the sails. And then we just really kind of kicked it into high gear. So yeah, I mean, game 2, this should be, to Rocky's point, we should continue rolling.
You can't lose to them without Ja.
Like,
that'll give them all the confidence back coming to LA game 3.
Like to what Roddy was saying, like we had to do a lot of this like spectacular scoring, right? We had to like dive in, go for fouls, these like really splashy threes with a lot of ball movement, and the Grizzlies were just run in, layup, transition, 3-pointer, super quiet, really quick, efficient.
Yeah,
you know. So like that's why like man, we're doing a lot just to keep up with how they're scoring very like easily. So I feel like even without Ja, you know, being that focal point, I think they're like pretty well oiled. So they might come out the next game and just you know play just as hard even without him.
They have experience without him, right? Because
they do.
So they know how to play. So it'll be interesting how they adjust. But I said this to, I think, in the chat where I'm all like, AD, again, obviously, every game seems like an injury scare, right? But he's still the focal point, right? Like, I mean, we out-rebounded them We outblock them, right? That's mostly due to AD. So he's still the focal point. So as long as he's, got the right mindset every game, we have the best shot to win
and
it.
and I feel like Darvin's game plan is they're gonna double you every game, every match now.
Mhm.
Like it's now just expected. They're gonna double AD. It's up to other guys to step up. And if AD is taking the attention, that means someone's open or that means something else can happen. So I think that must be part of the game plan. And then everything AD can take up, like his rebounds, offensive rebounds, hopefully putbacks. And if a guard can just feed him in the lane, that's why I think we need D'Lo to kind of open that up with his shooting, because that's going to free up AD too. But AD's just been focusing on the defensive end, and he's been delivering. So that's nice.
With D'Lo, I really like the way he moves off ball. Right, like LeBron will bring it up, or Austin will bring it up, and the way D'Lo moves off ball, he draws attention, he cuts, and he'll get one pass, like one quick touch, and he dishes it the right direction. Like I really like the way he moves, even if he's not scoring a lot. Like he is still directing the offense, even when he's not like directly with his hands on the ball. You know? Yeah.
If you go back to the Minnesota game where he couldn't shoot at all that game, he was so cold. He got 8 assists.
Yeah.
And not that many minutes. I don't know, 20.
Yeah.
So one thing's not working. That's no excuse for everything else.
Yeah.
It's a different D'Lo. Like when we got D'Lo, we expected him to produce numbers. Like he was gonna be our future, and you're gonna be scoring. You're gonna be giving assists, and I think him being like maybe a fourth option, with Austin being the third option, that's just like gravy. That's just like that makes our team so strong.
What about who's our fifth guy?
Rui Hachimura.
Is it Rui?
I wouldn't say Rui. Rui's on the list, but he's not fifth.
Would you put Vando ahead of him?
Ahead of Rui?
Yeah.
In terms of like value to the team, or like just as a player?
I have to say no. He's not. Vando's not fifth. It's got to be Rui or Dennis.
I'm gonna say Dennis.
Yeah.
Like, can you identify a backup point guard anywhere else in the league as good as Dennis?
Not off the top of my head.
Right?
I mean, we won the Minnesota game because of him. I'm not, that's true. But I don't know. I don't know about the fifth best player on the team or most valuable player on the team. He's sixth or
Dennis
seventh.
come back this season?
Yeah, he came back this season.
So there was a story shared by the broadcasting crew about how Ham and him have a good relationship, and
Yeah,
I always wondered how Dennis came back on the Lakers after unceremoniously, like getting
Atlanta.
He coached him Darvin coached him in Atlanta.
Yeah,
and they had a connection. So Dennis, they kind of talked, and he's like, I want you here, and I want you to bring all that energy you bring to any team. And it was like and he loves Darvin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
and Dennis got snubbed this offseason. Like a lot of teams kind of passed on him, and he was tearing it up in the Euro Cup.
Yeah.
So he was doing real good. So that sold Pelinka on bringing him back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Pelinka wanted to sign him before, so like it's not like Pelinka, thought ill of him. So just seeing that he still had it in the Euro Cup and Darvin wanting him, that was enough to re-sign him.
He had a ton to prove. After turning down the Lakers offer 2 years ago, he got signed with Boston, right? Traded by Boston mid-season for Daniel Tice. And then Houston cut him, or just sat him down. He didn't do anything last year.
Yeah.
And he's still trying to play. He's still trying to make a nice living.
Yeah.
And
he's
win.
He's gonna get a contract this season. If it's not, even if it's not from us, it's like he's gonna get a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, and as you should.
All right, Wednesday's game 2.
Game 2.
Early start, 4:30 Pacific.
4:30 Pacific on TNT. What are y'all's predictions? What are y'all's predictions for this one? Game 2. We don't know what's gonna happen with Ja.
Yeah.
Looks pretty rough. I mean, if he's gonna come back, I'm assuming he won't be 100%. But
Let's say he comes back
So-
50%. Let's just like worst case scenario, he comes back and he's like hurt. He was already hurt today, and now he's even more hurt. Right? Wait. He was hurt in his right hand or left hand before?
The
I think
same
it's
hand.
the same hand. Yeah, I think it's the
Same hand? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just say he plays. What do you guys think?
Lakers are winning.
Yeah, Lakers are
2
winning
days.
this one.
Lakers on 2 days rest. Don't have to
Yeah.
fly. Whether his hand's 50 or 100, I'm taking that. Now maybe you don't shoot as amazing as you did today. Maybe you can't rely on that so much, but these guys are focused.
And I think about they had a really good game. They played a pretty good match.
Mhm.
And we didn't even have our 2 stars like lighted up tonight.
Yeah.
So I think we still have room for improvement. And there's things that we can build on. Whereas they might be a guy down. And who else can come out and like show up for them? Like Desmond Bain already had a good game.
Yo,
Ja
Desmond
had
Bain did real good for them.
He did great.
Yeah.
Ja played well. JJ played great. So like, where else are they gonna at? What else are they gonna try to do? They can't stop LeBron. You can't stop AD every night. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be another win, another dub for the Lakers. But I think it's gonna I think it's gonna be dramatic because the Lakers like to make everything freaking dramatic.
Fucking drama queens, man. Like, this is a for sure win, but let's keep it close for the ratings.
AD, make sure you go foul that 3-point shooter.
You guys finish each other's.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a win, but it's gonna be like this game. Even without Ja, it's gonna be close. Even if they have Ja, it's gonna be close. If they don't have Ja, they're still gonna keep it close for some fucking reason.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like this is a good like litmus test for Darvin Ham's leadership and keeping these guys mentally tuned in to what this game means. Because sometimes a lot of times it's like, oh, we grab one on the road, we're cool, and then game 2, they lose focus or they take their foot off the gas. And if we can't be treated seriously unless we take a game like this, game 2, seriously. I mean, to go back, come back home up 2-0. I mean, that's
LA's been loud.
That's so valuable.
Yeah.
You could come back 2-0 and not just be happy with the split.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
especially with Ja, probably not playing. I mean, I read in the article today that they're setting on the side of caution of like not playing him because fucking hand, right? So
yeah, he had a negative X-ray, but if he can't move it, then
like they can't even really see if he caused real damage until the swelling goes down, right? So they need to ice it for the next day or so. And see how it heals, and then they'll look at it and see if he actually messed up a muscle or a joint or something.
Yeah.
I don't want to go as far as to do like full-on series predictions, but I feel pretty good about this series.
Based on this sample size, yeah.
Based on this, I think because I kind of saw this, I didn't think they were going to come out like this, to be honest. My prediction was blowout loss or a close win. It was going to be one or the other, and they pulled it out. So now I feel like it's going to be improving constantly, and we're in playoff mode with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and like it doesn't matter the coach. We got two of the best guys.
Knock on wood with that.
That's true.
Knock on wood.
Also, you really feel about Darvin Ham?
Like we're gonna get some like weird lineup with like Tristan Thompson out there.
No.
Wait, who?
I don't even think. Tristan Thompson doesn't even think he's gonna play. He's probably not even wearing a jersey. Warm up.
He was the only DMP today. At least we got Max Christie, Lonnie Walker, Mobamba, Wenyan, 31 seconds. That's not nothing. That's something. At least go out there, shake off the playoff nerves.
I don't know if you guys noticed. I think towards the end of the first quarter, second quarter, in where Darvin Ham left the bench. I've never seen a coach leave the bench for a second.
Where'd he go?
I don't know if he was a poop break or a pee-pee
Oh.
break, because he wasn't there. The seat was empty, and the assistant coach was standing up, sending signals, and I'm all like, "Is nobody going to notice this?" He just,
Yo, maybe I go take a leak, man.
oh, I mean, I've
It
never seen it. I've never
happens.
seen it.
Yeah, because
But
they all have to go to the bathroom at one point.
I've never seen a coach leave to go to the restroom.
Yeah, it never said anything. So I was curious if you guys.
Yo,
caught it.
they're in Memphis. Maybe they got some good barbecue right beforehand. Like they got to get it out.
I couldn't hear any of the play-by-play. I was just listening to Purple Rain on repeat. I felt like that song was like 8 minutes long. I was like, what's going on? But it was nice. It was nice. All right, I think we can close it out. Before I close it out, what other series are you guys paying attention to? Because it's some good playoff matches right now.
Knicks and Cavs was fun yesterday.
Yeah.
Knicks and Cavs was fun.
Yeah.
Sure.
Kings Warriors.
Kings
That
Warriors.
Kings Warriors one is brutal. That's amazing.
That was so good.
I just want them to I want them and the Clippers and the
Suns.
The Suns. I want all of them to just get tired out, man. Just
Go to 7.
Go 7.
Yeah.
Who do you want to win out of both series?
I would like the Kings to win because I would love that rivalry to come back. Kings Lakers. We just need that.
So stupid. That's so stupid. Like the beam. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
It's Sacramento. It's
It's the
Sacramento.
dumbest thing.
It is the dumbest thing, and I
For
told
all
my
of
friend
our-
yesterday. I said if Phil Jackson, if he were dead, he would roll over in his grave at that.
Whoa.
You know, if he were, because you remember what Phil Jackson called them, Cowtown, when it's like
Yeah.
he hates Sacramento because what is this stupid light?
Like the beam. What? I mean, kudos to marketing for trying something and inspiring the city or whatnot.
They
That
loved
is
it.
almost thing. They
They
love it.
love the beam.
All right.
Yeah.
So do you guys want the Kings to win or the Warriors?
Warriors. I want to play them.
Yeah.
Won't be
I
the
want
Warriors.
them.
You want to play the Warriors?
Yeah.
All right. I
Curry, LeBron. It's going to be one of the greatest series. It's revenge for LeBron.
Yeah.
all the time he lost.
I want to play the Kings because they're less experienced, but as a spectator, I want to see Lakers Warriors. Just because
Yeah.
we would
Yeah.
fucking destroy the Warriors. I'm not even worried about the Warriors this year. They're soft in the middle. They got Looney and an old ass Draymond. I'm sorry, but that ain't gonna
All
do it.
Reaves over here is just like on fire.
That ain't gonna do it. I don't see it this year. I mean, they could prove me wrong because they're the Warriors. They start Steph and Clay still, but
all right.
from what
Who do you want
Go ahead.
to win out of Suns Clippers?
Who do I
Suns,
want to
like-
win?
Yeah.
I don't want the Clippers to win a
I
preseason
think it's the
game.
Suns.
You want the Suns?
I think it's the Suns.
Who do we play if we win?
The Warriors or Kings.
Yeah. So we're playing that series, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So let the Clippers and Suns go 7, beat the hell out of each other, and then play Denver. The winner of that plays Denver. Let them beat the hell out of each other. Then let's see. I don't know. I'm getting ahead of myself, guys.
Did you see any? Did you guys see any gameplay from Clippers Suns?
Nope.
Yeah.
Did you see
did.
Plumlee's finger?
Oh no, I
didn't
didn't.
see it.
What did he do?
didn't see
Did it
that.
go the other way?
That shit was dislocated. He was just walking and it was like just walking and I'm like, oh man, that was ugly. So I think he's out.
Did they didn't Kobe Gary VD that thing back in there and go back in the game?
Come on.
If-
Plumlee is not him.
That's a Plumlee. No, he ain't him.
No.
No, not him.
Um,
and then Russ, it was a one-on-one ISO against Book. Guarded him. I was on him like glue. Book went up for the layup. Russ like swatted it out of the air.
yo,
And it bounced,
Russ-
and it bounced, and then he got it in the air, mid-air, as he was falling out of bounds, threw it off of Book's leg. That shit was
gotta-
insane.
He was like
gotta-
3 for 19 though, right? Something like that.
I don't know.
That
I just
play
saw a tweet.
deserves another clap.
That shit was insane.
Russell Westbrook had a great game.
Yeah.
Former
Yeah,
Laker.
he did.
Former Laker.
Yeah,
I don't want CP3 to win anything in life. So I want the Clippers to win.
He was this close to being a Laker. This close.
He's not.
Hey.
Yeah, but Rajon Rondo became a Laker and not a Celtic when he punched Chris Paul. That says a lot about Chris Paul.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, for Clippers to beat the Suns without a Paul George, I mean that says a lot about Kawhi and Westbrook. So it's gonna be a fun series
Mm-hmm.
to watch too.
All right.
All right.
Who's Denver playing?
Minnesota.
All right. That's an easy one.
Yeah,
Sweep or
I
a
think-
gentleman sweep?
Yeah.
See.
Gentleman sweep. Yeah.
They're gonna do the courtesy. Do them the courtesy.
104-80 tonight. I mean, like, let's stop this. I mean, 80 points. You could have scored 80. You could only score 80 points if they stopped playing after the third quarter. What is this?
Yeah. Hey man, I wouldn't have thought we would have scored a 128. So that's yeah. We're usually the 80 point is the low scoring games.
Yeah.
All right. Close it out. Great game. That's it for today's show. Please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more Lakers content.
Down there.
Smash the like button
Down there.
wherever it
Down
is.
there.
Peace, guys.